Hey everyone, this is Walter, and I'm back here with more posts I found on Reddit. It's once again time to talk about nice guys, men who think they fully embody the trait of being nice. A lot of women disagree with them though. Let's just get started with nice guys from Reddit. These posts come to us from Reddit Nice Guys. Too bad. I hope you have a good night anyway. Thanks. I just feel bad. I wanted to meet you, so I canceled on 2 other girls. I hope you have a good evening as well. I'm curious about something. What are you curious about? I'm gonna have to press X to doubt on this whole canceling on 2 girls thing, especially with how concerned he is about this cancellation. I want you to be brutally honest with me, okay? Okay. I think you're a nice person, but easily influenced. I'm not sure how much by your friends or who else. Do you think you'd 100% have sex with me if we met today? I'm not easily influenced. If I was, I would be going to blank with how much you pressed the matter. Last question. Do you think I pressured you to come? The last of the last question. What could have I done better, so you would do anything to come meet today? I do think you put pressure on the matter, even after I started telling you that I wasn't feeling too great today. It's hard to say. Generally, perhaps that the conversation had been more geared toward interests in life, rather than so much talk about sex and focus on the physicality, asking me about my body and such. But either way, I wouldn't have been feeling good today. That's just the case of the day. Thanks. Very insightful. Do you have any suggestions on what else could have I improved? It feels strange to offer constructive criticism in this matter, haha. Nobody's ever asked me this before. Why are you interested in knowing, if I may ask? When I meet a girl, the way I see things is I'm always looking for ways to improve so I can be better next time, if that makes sense. I don't have expectations on sex or anything else. The only expectation I have is, did I learn something? Well, that's nice. Well, there's a first time for everything. So? Also, did I sound arrogant when I suggested to pay for the Uber? I've had girls telling me that, because not a lot of guys suggested them, they said. I thought it was nice to offer, but it did feel more traditionally masculine than what I'm used to, and what I prefer. I think it would have been different if you had a car and offered to pick me up, for instance. That's more personal in a way, while still being a nice thing to do. I have a car, but I thought the timing would be short if I had to come pick you up. Anything else that I let you? Let me what? Let you go. I don't know what else specifically I could mention. That's okay. Thanks for the above already. Are you coming back in blank for your studies in the future? Not for my studies, but I'll definitely come back and visit my friends. Cool. It's unfortunate you don't feel well today. I could have given you 10 to 15 oral orgasm. See, again with the sex stuff. I don't know you. I'd advise you to ease up a bit with that. Text that once you actually know someone well enough to say something like that to them. Multiple ones is not for everyone for sure. Anyway, good luck with your future. At least he didn't make the devil shiver, but it looks like he also didn't take the good advice to ease up on talking about sex. Also, when these guys go on about how good they are at oral or with their fingers, it always makes me think they're deficient in other areas. Multiple ones aren't for everyone. Bro, stop. It took me out when he wrote that. It's like he thought completely ignoring your last message and continuing his last message would make you be like, oh, well, when you put it that way, of course I'll change my mind, random man. I'm always struck by these guys, being blissfully unaware of how off-putting they are. I cannot imagine being this high on my own supply. I wish I had 5% of this guy's confidence. Anytime a man feels the need to keep bragging about how good he is in bed, I always assume he's not great and is projecting. This guy seems incredibly insecure with himself, with all the talk about canceling on other women, and how he could supposedly give you 10 to 15 orgasms. Yeah, I don't even know what kind of a comical scenario would play out if a woman said yes to this guy. It'd be like future Stewie in last 8 seconds. Let's start this next one with context. They stole $1,300 cash from me, of my already past due rent money. I had already mailed the check for it, so my landlord had it in hand and could try to deposit at any moment, and they had been staying at my house pretty regularly for the past several months. The month before, I had bounced my check on accident and incurred a $175 late fee, which if it happened again, would double and be third strike cause for eviction. I want more than anything else to make it better, but it's not possible when you have nothing much else in your mind or heart for me. If you did love me and care about me like I do, it would be nice to have love between us again, but you don't want it, and that's my fault. If you ever do have a willingness to forgive, or a feeling of goodness towards me, I will happily double it for you in return, and do it smiling. Man, I'm not going to forgive someone if they steal my rent money when it's due. The audacity to even ask someone to. They'd be lucky if I didn't manage to hunt their sorry ass down. I'm sorry I hurt you. I'm sorry you are unable to let it go or move on, and mostly I'm sorry I lack the ability to keep hearing about what a piece of shit liar and thief I am, while being endlessly accused of things I haven't done, past, present, and future. It's causing me to dislike you, and think you are shallow and self-centered, and that nothing is more important to you than your things and how you feel about yourself. Which I know isn't true at all, so I don't want to keep getting this idea drilled into me. Wow, nothing is ever this fucking guy's fault. He's like, I'm feeling all these horrible things about you, and this is why it's your fault. I am sorry. I do care a lot. If I knew how, I would first thing, 'cause believe it, that I would still do anything to have you love me again. As stupid and meaningless as all my words are to you, they are truthful and mean something to me. I do care if you care to see it, and I can't understand your pain, just as you can't understand mine, or even allow that it could be. I like helping you, and doing good for you and by you, but it does hurt me the way you think of and talk to and about me. And if you can't understand that, then maybe you don't like being good to me anymore, or you don't like the idea of forgiving me, which I will accept sadly. And how you feel? Nothing. No doubt you will take everything I said wrong and twist my words to try and make me out to be an even bigger piece of shit than you have already. Which isn't true, no matter how much you believe it or try to convince others of it. I would and will do anything but what you want me to do, which seems to be to forget myself and assume a new identity as the bastard you want so badly to believe I am, and want me to believe I am, but I just can't do that. Is calling her a liar a bunch of times really his attempt to reconcile? Why in God's name would she do that? You need to get over your bullshit ideas about me and take me at my word. Maybe your subconscious knows more than you do, and loves you more than you do, and is making you sad because it's sad about how wrong you are about me and my character. And maybe thinks me not being enough for you is maybe you not being able to really love someone. Good day or bad, better or worse flaws, and mistakes and pain and everything. Maybe you are sad that you can't really forgive either, or because you just want to look at yourself with enough respect to judge yourself as you do others, and be real with you even. Or maybe I'm a total piece of shit who should suffer and burn and is mean and hates you. Yeah, as if he couldn't get any more irresistible. Here comes the self-pity. When you send me messages like that, that's what turns people against you, not me. I don't look into your windows, and maybe you did have a crush on me, but you got over it. They don't compare. So be bitter and believe anything you choose to. You don't care about me anymore. Yeah, I got over it the moment you sold it for $1,300. My neighbors described you. Yeah, Steve's just mad he hasn't had sex in 7 years. Not Steve. Your neighbors don't know me, and neither do you. What the hell was he doing in her house then? I would and will do anything, except pay back that $1,300, I'm guessing. He's so full of it that I felt anger build up reading it. I'd wreck his life over this. No life to wreck, but when I did eventually have to borrow money from someone he knew, he took it as me being evil and personally attacking him, and even got some chick to comment horrible things all over my Facebook, threatening me. And of course this other woman is utter cancer, just a complete waste of life. I'm actually not going to read what she wrote, because it's annoying. The police couldn't really do anything, even after I got a 17-minute audio confession from him. Because technically it's entrapment if he didn't know I was recording, or if there was an expectation of privacy in a non-public place. Thanks to everyone who commented, because you guys are really helping me to see the situation for what it is. Embarrassingly, I needed that feedback to not give in and let him around for one reason or another. Oh god, there's even more in the comments here. What the hell? I wake up. I think of you and how I can help. What do you think? How to make me cry? You paid me back like $100 and something. Pay me the rest. Get a job. I did. I do have a job. Not that it pays. I guess I could stop eating. Is that really all that matters to you? It's fucked up you don't give a damn about me over one mistake. You can't see anything but that. It's sad as fuck. I will pay you the rest so you can finally forget about me, or have me hurt, or whatever you want. I'm sure it's not anything I would hope for. Do not worry, I will pay you. I stopped eating. No money. You hurt me, and stole from me. You keep hurting me. Abandoned me. Ridiculed me. You kicked me out. I didn't abandon you. This is amazing. He's like, yeah, I stole from you, but then you kicked me out for stealing from you, so I guess we both made mistakes. Fuck this guy. You took off with all my rent money, so I could get evicted. I would have. Third strike bounced check is evicted on my lease. I would have lost everything. So you could get a new phone and party it up for 2 days in blank. I still owe people money from it. I can't even believe he's trying to convince her that this could be forgiven. Though I'm also not sure why the money was physically in cash after the check was sent to the landlord in the first place. It is a mystery. Anyway, let's move on. You know what? Fuck that. I was very patient and was willing to be at whatever pace you needed to be at. I'd made sure I wasn't one of those guys just to get in your pants, because I saw you as more than that. Yet you ghost me as if it was like that. Even when you told me you'd be real with me if you weren't interested anymore. Guarantee we go out again, then disappeared on me like I did something wrong to you, when you know damn well that I was very respectful in this. The least you couldn't done was not make me wait this long to tell me. Might as well should have just fucked me at the Caltrain station, so you had an actual reason to push me away. Fuck being a good guy nowadays, OMFG. I wanted to give some context to this. I also posted this on Creepy PMs. Basically, I, 22 female, went on 2 dates with a guy, 25 male. The first date went well, but something felt off during the second. Near the end of that date, he told me his ex of 2 years had given him an ultimatum, which he followed, only for her to leave him. Now, just a few months later, he said he was suddenly ready to settle down. That alone raised some red flags, but there were other things that made me uncomfortable. He spoke about our future together, said he wanted me to meet his parents, and would call or video chat when it suited him. It all felt rushed and presumptive. Although we discussed the possibility of a third date, I began distancing myself. In hindsight, I should have been more upfront. Instead of explaining that I was no longer interested, I ignored his messages, and eventually deleted them. I felt guilty for not being direct, which made it harder to block him outright. A week or two ago, he reached out again, and I finally blocked him. Though I forgot to block him from regular texts. He texted me, "If you don't start replying, I'm going to pull up to your place." I finally responded, politely thanking him for his time and letting him know that I wasn't interested. His reply? "Thanks for wasting my time." I blocked him soon after, thinking that would be the end of it. But this afternoon, I got a text from an unknown number. It was him again, reaching out from a different phone. That was unsettling. I want to add that, despite how he tried to present himself, he did test my boundaries more than once and clearly had ulterior motives. He was pushing limits and trying to see what he could get away with. I've now blocked that number too, and I'm trying to move on. Does he actually think she didn't like how nice he was? I would have taken that message about just showing up as a threat personally. Even if you had been more upfront, that wouldn't have changed anything. This guy is butthurt about the rejection itself. He's just using the ghosting as a deflection tactic and an excuse to be an unhinged lunatic. Holy shit, ew. If you don't start replying, I'm going to pull up to your place? Honestly, don't beat yourself up for not being more direct. I get that that's ideal, but sometimes it just doesn't feel safe to do so. And from the way this guy is behaving, I don't blame you. I can't believe this is a 25-year-old carrying on like a child who didn't get his way. And this is why you ghosted him. You trusted your gut, and you were right. A whopping 2 dates, and he thinks he's entitled to anything. Being direct would not have resulted in him accepting rejection like a stable adult. Yeah, as an old man, I feel like if you don't want to talk to someone, you just shouldn't. Life is too short to waste it talking to people who suck. Yes, really. What are you looking for, relationship-wise? You, your thoughts and feelings. And maybe, just maybe, your fat, juicy ass, only if your thoughts and feelings align with mine. Wow, that is surely a pickup line for the ages. Alright, full stop. I appreciate the poorly worded compliment, but take your horniness elsewhere. You're 30. I am way more than a fat, juicy ass, and a little disgusted at that response if I'm honest. I was joking? We've been joking this whole time, I thought? I don't know why you're getting so defensive. Maybe it's because you're 23 and not healed. I told you in my message on Hinge that I could help you with all that. Me being 23 has nothing to do with that being a weird-ass comment. There's no way you disagree with that being a weird-ass comment. It was a funny comment, only meant to be taken lightly, so I apologize if I upset you. I was just being funny. It didn't upset me. I'm cool. I just don't think it's an appropriate message to send to someone that is clearly not online for just sex. Especially when you've been speaking to that person for like 2 hours. I get it. But yeah, that started giving me weird alpha male energy, so I apologize, but I don't think I'm going to continue talking to you. I hope you find someone better suited for that type of humor. I knew you were like this before I matched with you. Here it comes. So then why even match? I've been so normal. All I did was call out something that is disrespected. I could just tell that you get easily defensive, and that you have an attitude about stupid shit. I chose to let it slide because you liked cats and I thought we had a few things in common. I made a comment that you took serious. I apologized to you and you don't want to talk any longer, so you can go now. I'm not responding after this message. He didn't apologize. It was I'm sorry you're offended. He might have said sorry, but really all he did was try to downplay it and say it's just a joke, bro. He made it clear that he was going to keep doing it, even after she didn't like it. You're being so weird, LMAO. This is some shit I see on Reddit and don't expect to encounter in real life. A nice example of Schrodinger's joke. A Schrodinger's joke is something the joke teller was serious about, but changed their answer based on others' reactions to the truth. Yep, it is both serious and just a joke, until the target of the inappropriate comment reacts. All I needed was, I told you I could help you with that. Healing. That is the sign of an abuser if I ever saw one. Not to mention the age gap. I know there's been some discourse on Reddit over what an appropriate age gap is, but a 7-year age gap, plus you're unhealed and I can help you with that, screams abuser/groomer to me. As a rule of thumb, you should always push back on something early, so you catch shit like that. Yeah, I feel like that's not a bad idea, actually. Just saying no to any minor thing makes some of these guys flip out. Anyway, it's about all the time I have for you today. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you liked the video, please give it a like. If you have something to say, make sure you let me hear it in the comments. I'll be reading them while the video's new. If you're new here, consider subscribing for more of the same, and hopefully upcoming lolcow content. I've been a bit lazy on that lately. And finally, big thanks to my amazing patrons who help by supporting me more directly over on Patreon. It's a new month. I will be shouting them out very soon here. So yeah, I'll be back soon with more content. Have a great day, everyone, and try not to joke about her fat, juicy ass too much.